in a million ways. Screens light up like city nights, chasing shadows, picking fights. Wrangling the loghouse, round and round. Ropes of truth, they hit the ground. Make the love, tear them down. Wrangling the loghouse, they wear the crown. Farm fresh drama in the feed. Every move a viral seed. Milk that chaos, hit the brew. A circus act, the joke's on who? Stampede coming, hold your stance. Echo chambers, twisted dance. Wrangling the loghouse, round and round. Ropes of truth, they hit the ground. Maim the love, tear them down. Wrangling the loghouse, they wear the crown. There lies a stream we watch, we laugh, a pixel trail, their digital path. But who's the fool when the herd's so loud? Wrangling the loghouse, lost the crowd.
I'm just waiting for some green lights from a few people. So we've got a few folks in the wait. All right, I've got everybody ready. I think, no, they need a second.
Turn it on, tune it in, hit play, here we go again. New voices laughing in your ear. Fresh stories every week this year. Coming soon to this island. All the shows in 20 states. Hit subscribe and you'll ride. Podcast listen, crazy picks. Coming soon to this island. You're gonna get your fix.
All right, I've got everybody ready, so that means we're going to go ahead and maybe if I can find it. God damn, I can't find shit. This is all you got to do. I'm the best thing ever! So we'll just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the new intro for price. Okay, so we'll live with this one. You get the new one that's supposed to be this Friday.
Say the name wrong, get your facts checked. Talk slick, turn your favorite to an hashtag. Every take like a match on a gas leak. Every clip leave a mark on a gloom thing. They want smoke, we been long deep. Now we torching every lie that they keep. We don't just bring smoke, we burn the house down. Have a goose in the booth that melt down. If the truth too hot, better walk away, don't just bring smoke. We burn the house down, whole room full of boom when it bounce round. If you scared of the flame, better log out. Name names, drop stats, that's a live round. Every joke hit hard, that's a takedown. They want calm, wrong show, wrong channel. We flip fake narratives like a loose panel. From the couch to the culture, that's a landslide. Every episode of Blaze on the timeline. They want peace, we want receipts. We turn padded little lies into concrete. It ain't what it ain't, boy. They don't just bring smoke, we burn the house down. Have a goose in the booth, that meltdown. It ain't what it ain't. If the truth too hot, better walk, better just bring smoke. We burn the house down, whole room full of boom when it bounce round. It ain't what it ain't. If you scared of the flame, better log out. It ain't what it ain't. It ain't what it ain't, boy.
Hello, hello, hello. And yeah, okay, it's just going to be all dickheadish today. Okay. Well, that was an interesting show in chatting with Jen. So, as the thumbnail proclaims, there are going to be some changes coming. Some of you are probably going to be pissed off. It is what it is, right? None of you are going to be pissed off. I'm giving more content here. And by the way, because I owe someone this. Uppies! That is for Princess Dana, because here's the thing. I want to give her a special shout out. I don't know if she's in the chat or listening or on her way to work or something. Oh, I messed up the cameras. Oh, I'm such a genius. Right in the middle of... Let's see. Okay, there. Princess Dana, whenever everything happened, I had a few people reach out, make sure, that's okay, try and make sure things were cool. She really stuck to it and showed like a lot of extra support and was really behind me and got me to where I had a cooler head quicker. So I appreciate that, Dana. I am always going to be in your gratitude for that. So we announced that we did have a new co-host. We weren't joking about that, even regardless if Caesar came back. It's just not the way everybody thought it was, because I said it wasn't going to be, every day, because, our co-host is a college student. I don't think I can try. I don't think the camera's going to work with everybody there. No, it just sticks on. Damn it. Okay, so I'll just put it on me. Deuce, are you on the line? One more time.
I am here.
Okay. So you are one of the new co-hosts for the Ain't What It Ain't podcast. So
correct.
So you want to tell them what you're doing and what special that's coming new?
So, every day from
Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday. He's going to say every day.
Excluding school events, or I get bogged down too much. I am in college. I've been a lot more present now because college has had its break, but from I'm trying to think in Eastern time, 8 to 9.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. 8 to 9 Eastern. We're gonna run. Me and my father will run an hour of me absolutely clowning on him in video games. I just can't stop the rage bait. I just can't stop.
Monday through Thursday from I'll help you out. From 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, the Gamers Asylum will run with me and Goose. All right, continue.
Friday from we just talked about this time frame too, and I am awfully forgetful.
8 to 9.
8 to 9, yeah, same time. I'll be joining him for the It Ain't What It Ain't podcast. And there's something else, isn't there?
From 8
that
to
I'm
11.
forgetting. 8 to 11 Sundays. We'll be running your normally scheduled Gamers Asylum. Try to convince him to play Peak again, guys.
No, that
He
was
wants
it.
to hear the doot doots.
No, that was it. So, all right, you can go back to doing your thing. Thank you.
If I may. I'm not, this isn't. To the people here, I am in the works of getting my streaming set up. So I would be more than happy to see you guys come over. It may take me a moment to get it working, so like it's not going to be like tomorrow. But if any of you guys want to swing by and say hi, greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, it's www.youtube.com/reallyshittygaming.
I should make that my handle. I think I can do that.
All right.
Don't think I can. I think I can.
Goodbye, son.
All right. See y'all later. Y'all have a good one.
Oh, shameless fucking plugs. That's what we resorted to with him. Lord. Okay, I'm trying to get this up because I know all this isn't loading right. Okay. And with that, if you watched Chatting with Jen, then you know, and if you saw, because I was checking to see if like his screen came on. We can welcome back my co-host. See, well, you were full screen. I know what's going on. God, see, this is the. Give me a second now. Give you full screen there because it's just I forgot to turn something on, and hopefully that. Oh wait, that's gonna mess shit up. Damn it. It's got to be one in particular. It messes stuff up. Okay, now I go to. Okay, now you're full screen. Sorry.
Full screen?
Yep, you're full screen.
Wonderful. Hello, beautiful people out there in the asylum. Great to be back. Now that's gonna be interesting having Goose come up here. I think I can, dig that idea that having him pop up. It'd be fun. And seeing them game, driving you crazy there, gamers. Ooh. How can anybody pass that up?
Yeah. So that we know that we have the schedule down. I haven't got Jen's schedule on full lockdown yet. It's probably going to be later in the afternoon, or in the morning on Rumble.
Yeah, Jen is a Rumble exclusive, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, just this past show, because it dealt so much with the YouTube side, we ran it here. She'll be here on occasion with special shows. Then Monday through Thursday. See, I've got to convert everything to Eastern too, and he was messing me up. From 8 to 9, it'll either be me, Goose, or me and Goose doing an hour of the Gamers Asylum. And then from 9 to 11, the Ain't What It Ain't podcast will run. That's Monday through Thursday. On Friday, the Ain't What It Ain't podcast will start at 8 p.m. Eastern and run till 11. So it'll be a 3-hour podcast on Fridays. With the first hour having Goofball leading the way. He's going to bring his own little brand of for us to react to. Joy. And then on Sundays from 8 Eastern till 11, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern is it's what we've all kind of always ran is the Gamers Asylum's main show where he and I test the bonds of father and son with video games. So, yep. And as far as I know, all the new shows are still on track. I haven't heard differently.
Yep.
So, yep. So that's the news. We're actually putting out more, because Goose was really at the time only committed to those Sundays. Whenever things went down, like I said, we didn't want anyone to think that things were going to shut down, so quick decisions were made. If Caesar had not come back, this podcast would have been an hour long, 5 days a week. That's how it would have got cut down. With Caesar coming back and Goose saying, you know, I made a commitment that I'd put in an hour every day and then the 3 hours on Sunday, we're able to go ahead and give you more. So that you'll hopefully enjoy. And I know
excited to see it.
Yeah, and I know you all are going to run in the Discord and tell me how you never want to have to see me play Peak again, ever.
Or join the Discord and let us know. Maybe you want to see him play some Piku Goots.
No, they don't.
Maybe they do.
But they don't.
Maybe they do.
I'll delete the fucking comments if they say they want to see it.
Oh, just start deleting them.
Yeah, I'll be like, no,
Censored.
see?
Censored. Okay, that one's all right. They're not
Yeah.
suggesting that game. Okay, they can stay. All the other ones,
Yeah, no that game Princess Lillian calls the boxing game. None of that shit. You know, no fucking Peak. Arc Raiders on a rare occasion. I told him no Arc Raiders until we had a third person, so you can have a 3-man team. He's like, but I play for 2 people. I'm like, why are you always the first one dying then? And I talked to Princess Lillian. We are still going to do the Call of Duty match where she whoops my ass relentlessly.
Man, you're predicting that already?
Yeah, because I know I suck. I don't play Call of Duty.
Well, what if she plays worse than you and you end up winning?
Oh, then I'm really gonna laugh at her.
Are you prepared for that?
Then I'm really gonna laugh at her. She'll never hear the end of it.
I guess getting beat by you in Call of Duty is a badge of shame. It's not something to be war with pride.
If I beat you of Call of Duty and you call yourself a gamer, you're claiming false valor.
Oh.
Yeah. Hello, Dana.
Hello, Princess.
Yes.
Princess Dana.
Yeah, Princess Dana.
Welcome back.
If you didn't hear, hello, Alicia.
Hey, Alicia.
Princess Dana. If you didn't hear it, roll back to the start of the stream. I had a little message for you that I really mean. So, but anyways, so yeah, if I beat you at Call of Duty, you can't call yourself a gamer. Thank you, Alicia.
Yeah, I
Am I
think Alicia's
pronouncing?
a new face.
Yeah, I haven't seen her now.
Yeah, yeah, she is a new face.
I am pronouncing it right. I hate. Here's the only thing I hate about podcasting is I suck at I suck at names. Like I know your name's Czar, right? But when you're glancing
Mhm.
over real quick, you just saw this. I saw the C in the Czar. And I was like, oh, Caesar. So I just
Mhm.
changed your name for you. I
Yeah,
Keemstarred your
but it's
ass right
stuck and it
away.
fits. Well, it's better than what he did when he read my comment. He called me Car Mania. I'll take Caesar over Car any day.
Because, like I said, you just kind of while you're doing this, you do that quick glance type thing, right? So you guys should both play Vectorino. We do.
Yeah.
Roxy.
We have before.
Yeah.
Oh, America's National Treasure is here. What's up, Roxy? I'm glad you made it. How you feeling?
Yeah. Roxy actually got me interested in Gore World enough to look up things the other day. I had no interest in it before, and I was like, because I'm setting in her stream, you know, because anytime Roxy's on, I watch. You know what I mean? I always support Roxy, and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have no idea who the hell she's talking about, but you know, you want to be interactive, you know, especially if you're a moderator in chat. You want everybody to feel comfortable and like give them something to talk about. So I'm putting general comments in, and the more she's talking about it, and Roxy is getting very passionate with it. You know, so I was like, oh, okay, well, and by the end of it, I actually asked, Pipes busting her gun on her street. God, I love Buffalo. Yeah, yeah. You guys have that problem quite a bit, don't you? With I know this or the city that I'm next to has a lot of issues with that shit. But yeah, she got. Whenever we started playing Peak, I was like, son, because my memory's bad. Remember Amber Lynn Reed, so I can look her up later. It was and I watched some of the shit. And I was like, wait, I know why Keem's got her on. She would be a cash cow. People would pay just to fucking tell her she's an idiot. Oh, I don't think she's, from what I've seen of her, I don't think she's ready for the abuse that's about to come her way.
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying.
No, I hope that Amber Lynn has a thick hide. She's gonna need it over there in the LCU.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you just say I hope Amber Lynn Reed has a thick?
Yeah. Hey, she might, have that appearance of girth, being rotund, but it could be soft and flabby, so it doesn't protect the insides. Might hurt her.
I don't know. Like I said, it just caught me, and Keemstar's going to ride her as much. Keemstar is going to use her to make money as much as he can. I don't think Keem's going to be riding Amber Lynn Reed. Amber Lynn Reed might be riding him. Roxy says Keem's pissed at me because I did that. Sorry, not sorry. You don't own Amber, and I can speak on whatever I want. Yeah, like I said, here's the thing. I would have never known she was on Lolcow. I would have never known who she was if Roxy hadn't talked about her. Roxy gave Keem in his show exposure.
Yeah, free.
I cannot.
At that.
I cannot be the only person in the world that does not know who didn't know who Amberlynn Reed was.
No, it's I've seen it pop up on my feed once in a while. Usually somebody else doing a video about her. But yeah, being in having Roxy do a video, that's free publicity right there. I think Keem
Alright.
just he's not thinking of the bigger picture.
Well, and and thank you, Roxy, for the redirect. I really appreciate it last night. Roxy had quite a see. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I've heard of Gore World before, and I knew it was about like heavier women and feeders, or that's what I thought it was about. Not my thing, I guess. But apparently, it's like a TLC type drama show type thing. The whole thing is
interesting.
And it's like you hear stuff like with Foodie Beauty, right? And I wouldn't be able to pick her out in a lineup of girls in fucking bikinis, okay, and her not being one, but that's how little I know about her. But like I've heard about the stuff with Syria and shit like that, and something about a cat. But apparently, like, they've got this whole raving drama community that's, when I say insane, it's not like they're insane, but it's insane that it's there.
There's probably drama on what to feed. What would you call it? Like if you're the feeder, it's like when you go feed your heifer. They're probably arguing which one helps keep the most bulk on on their woman. Arguing about that, maybe which one's girthier compared to the other. Like, no, this chick has more rolls. You can see. Probably have some experts in there on body mass.
Yep.
Basing it all off of the curvature.
Roxy said, I'm glad it worked. A lot of the LCU is mad because I'm still cool with you, but they should know by now. I don't give a fuck who likes it or not. You and me are friends, and they'll never change. That's right. Roxy and me have always been close. Because it was like with Milkers, Roxy was the reason I watched Milkers. I learned to like Savage and stuff like that, but because Roxy was just crazy with things. She was entertaining right out of the gate. You didn't have to know who Roxy was to find Roxy entertaining. And the thing is I was always going to crown on Milkers if Keem ever settled down and let Roxy have a co-host. As a matter of fact, the day that everybody left, I was going to, I had it set up to where I was going to go to where it would take the payment out all the time to crown the show, even though it was Becky, because Becky and Roxy were working and it seemed like Becky was going to be consistent. So it was like, okay. I liked people that Roxy, that they had tried with Roxy, but a lot of them in the long run probably wouldn't have worked. But I liked them. It didn't mean that they were bad. So Roxy says, you brought me out of my shell also. Yeah, having you do some of the things I had you do probably didn't help anything with Shines. And I was always afraid to say and be myself till you forced me out of it. Yeah, well, whenever you get tampon shoved up your nose and stuff like that, humility goes out the window, right?
Yeah, the little things like that, like you said, they just go out the window.
Here's the funny thing, Roxy. All the folks that get offended by anyone talking to me in the LCU, If they only knew how many people from the LCU still talk to me. If I started naming names.
If they only knew.
Yeah.
But we can't, let out all the secrets.
No. Yeah, because, it's always good to have those aces up your sleeve,
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing. When I say this all the time, and it's with the LCU, what you see on screen is not always the truth. And if there is any truth to it, I guarantee you it's been amplified. It's been altered some way. Because it's got to be bigger than life or it doesn't work. So, but the thing is, all the hosts know, like whenever, it's like I was telling you with one of the particular hosts was talking about. And he's like, so how much of it was bullshit and how much of it did Keem or Mike tell you to say? When they know right away, when that's one of the first things they ask about, after getting to know you for a little bit, and that's that, they got to know you, so they're going to ask a question or whatever. And that's the first, one of the first questions that come to mind is how much is your story arc bullshit? That should lead you to believe, so yeah, you would be surprised some of the people that have reached out to me, and it was like, hey, I know I was, I got told to say the shit. And I know they did because I was told when they were told to say shit. That's why I didn't get mad. Yo Mama and Timu Vince Neil, different story because they're trying to go into business for themselves, but fuck it. It's not like it's not like I care. It's a lolcow show. If you don't know that a show's being put on, it's insane, but it's cool. I mean, suspend your disbelief. That's what they want. That's what even the people that are being, hashed out and lashed to get out against want. They want you to suspend your disbelief and believe that they're this person because that's what gets them over in that content. So, if you still believe I lied about everything and I don't know how old I am and stuff like that, it means I did a good job. Let's see. Roxy says, "Yep, it's so wild how many have to hide to be cool with you." I get that out. So yeah, I would say about 80% of the hosts I speak to. There's some I wouldn't speak to anyway because I don't like them, and they probably don't like me, so it's fair. I mean, I understand not liking me. 1,000%, but they like to shit you and say, or you're told, say you use it against you when you leave. Yep, everything gets used against you when you leave, and you're under NDA for 2 years, so that's the part that sucks. But as long as I know my truths, that's all that matters. See, I was lucky.
Exactly.
I didn't fill out any paperwork with Keem. I went as a managing intern. So I didn't have one. So I was free to say whatever I wanted. So I could come out and be like, yep, guess what? I was told this and this and this. And but I always try to explain it this way because I'm not going to knock Keem for it. Keem's trying to make outlandish, outrageous entertainment. That's how he makes his money. I'm not going to knock him for that. Make your money, Keem. Do your thing, man. If you got people that'll work with you and do it for you, good on you. I did it. I'm not upset about it. I knew what I was walking into. I wish, that the whole, Vixie to be told the truth that I wasn't being honest up there. It was for the show would have taken place. I wish that would have happened, but it's entertainment. If you watch a lolcow show, it should be fun. Like the good old days when Roxy was on Milkers. Roxy was fun. even with Savage, when she was working with Savage, because Savage never got any of the punishment or the challenges or whatever you want to call them. And Roxy why aren't you doing this to her? And so we just do more to Roxy. Like, how dare you challenge Savage on this? And it was funny. It was fun. Look how live.
Funny angle.
Yeah, look how live wasn't serious. It was, you were laughing at that stupid shit Boogie said, and the way Wings was reacting to it, and Keemstar being Keemstar, I said that I'm the greatest thing ever was Becky. I'm wrong. It's Keemstar. So, and it was fun. It was funny. Queens, when it first started.
I remember those days of the Locale Live.
Yeah, Queens, when it first started, was fun. Before it just turned into who could yell over who's the loudest. I that's when I quit caring for it. I don't think I never found Rewind interesting. I'll just be honest. I don't have anything against Billy, other than the whole drinking thing I don't like, but that's personal. I never cared for Xylee. I just don't find her entertaining. That's just my take. I just don't find her entertaining. It's okay. So I was never a big fan of Rewind. But yeah, the Lokai universe used to be fun. It was fun to be a part of it. You didn't. The Discord wasn't an issue. Like where you felt the need to be in it. You wanted to be in it. It's all changed. It's not. You head to the work by listener drive. I love you. Oh, we love you too, Roxy. Drive safely.
Love you, Roxy. Stay safe out there. Sounds like you're feeling better if you go into work, so that's great. But have a good night, Roxy. Yep. Thank you for stopping by.
She sounded better, and I apparently Princess Lillian's really feeling bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, so keep her in your thoughts. So, but yeah, the LCU was all. It should be fun, and unfortunately, it started taking itself seriously, and it someone got in their head, let's do a bunch of infighting, and the only thing that does is it hurts your other shows. It's basically the stronger shows cannibalizing the weaker shows. The weaker shows are just there to be cannibalized by the stronger ones.
Yeah. Just a little morsel for the big shows.
Like I said, yeah, I worked 9 days straight, but Lillian is really, really sick now. She sent me a message saying that she is really down with it. And so, yeah. So Lillian, I wrote you back, and if you don't read it anytime soon, just have this on. If you need anything, you reach out and let me know. If there's anything I can do. Yep, today was 9 days straight, and I still feel feeling like shit, but I wasn't contagious anymore, so I had to go back. Yeah, that's the thing with workplaces is, when you're not contagious, you've been on antibiotics or Tamiflu long enough. But you still feel like crap. And from what I'm understanding with the flu that's going around, people aren't getting better in a couple of days. Like, they're getting worse. Like, you know how when you have the flu, like the first 2 days kind of suck. The third and fourth really fucking suck. And then the fifth and sixth, it's starting to fall off. You know what I mean? You're starting to feel better. Because the whole thing lasts about a week. From what I'm hearing, people are just like, day 1 really fucking sucks. Day 2 sucks more. Day 3 sucks even more. Day 4 still sucks. And on and on. So, Roxy says, yeah, it sucked all my energy out. I never ever had this before. Yeah, that's. I'm praying that I don't get it, because with like my phlebotomies and stuff like that, I can have bronchitis and it turn to pneumonia within a day. So, especially if I've had a phlebotomy anytime recently. And Roxy says, we love Princess Lillian. We're here for her. Yeah, we are. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Lillian knows if she needs anything that I can get, that I can do. You know, I would be pissed off.
I think what I'll
if she
do is I'll
hesitated.
post up my little cheat drink. Has a lot of good shit in it, like garlic, turmeric, ginger, beets, bunch of berries. Yeah, I post it up. It helps keep my immune system nice and strong. Because I only had the flu really bad once in my life, and that was when I was a teenager. Like I was laid up for a week. I couldn't taste anything. I would try to smoke, and it just made it worse. And yeah, it was brutal.
Yep.
I couldn't hold anything down. And then the other crazy thing that I had was the valley fever. And because of, I guess, like I rarely go to the doctor. It's only when I know something doesn't feel right is when I go. And I went in because I had a cabinet fall on my chest when I was bringing it into the house. This one behind me, this part up here came down up here, and I thought I broke a rib. I take a deep breath and it hurt, but when I went, it turned out that when that came down, it tore the inside of my lung, and then that's when they did the X-ray. They thought I had cancer until an oncologist that they called in was looking at it. Was like, no, this guy, had valley fever, and so they had to do blood work to determine, and it was localized just to my lungs. It didn't spread anywhere else. So I attribute it to that drink that I'm gonna be posting up in the chat, because I was putting in a whole bunch of different shit.
Okay.
Anything that would help with the immune system, your cardiovascular, I put it in there.
Yeah, Roxy said the same with my mom. I'm so afraid she's going to get this, and she asked me to stay out of public as much as possible. I do whenever it's this time of year, because if I like I said, if I get something that's bad, you was talking about like cancer scares whenever it comes to your lungs. I wasn't joking about whenever I said I can get bronchitis and a day or two later it be pneumonia. We had this cancer scare, and it was from scars. It was from pneumonia scars.
Ooh.
Apparently that scar. Apparently you can have pneumonia so bad it'll leave like a scar that on the CT scan looks like it could be a mass when it's not. So yeah, I think the worst illness I ever had besides. Okay, the blood clot in my artery was, while it was life threatening, wasn't terrible for me. Like I wasn't I didn't feel like I was dying. When I was a teenager, yours truly was a little popular and liked to go hang out around other schools when on like Saturday nights and stuff like that. I hung out with people from other schools, and then I was trying to graduate early, so I went to summer school class when I was a freshman or a sophomore to get the extra credit, so I didn't have to do my senior year. And to take the class, you had to go to the school next to you, and somehow I ended up with mono.
Ooh.
Yeah. Fucking Lions cheerleaders. I know where it came from.
You can pinpoint it. I got it from this batch of cheerleaders.
Yeah, Dawn and Brooke. I can tell you the two bitches I got it from. Or one of them. One of them had it. That's what I get. It's my own fault. It's my own fault. They were lovely ladies, and they believed in sharing. Mononucleosis. And it
Sharing, in that case, it's not caring, but usually it's supposed to be shared as caring, but not that way.
Yeah. No,
sir.
they one of them shared it with me. So, yeah. And I thought it was going to kill me because it like lasted for a month, and I had no strength. I couldn't eat. I was having to go every day for blood work, and they had to push me in a wheelchair up to the lab because I was so weak, and they would be taking blood out of me, and I'd fall asleep.
Oh yeah, and then not eating, making it harder for your body to even be able to replace that blood they're taking for testing. Man, that's that is fucking horrible.
Oh, my mom. I had I was a teenager. I had a twin bed, right? And because I had to maximize for room for video games and shit like that. Important crap. Who the fuck needs sleep when you've got Nintendo, right?
Exactly.
So, what? I wasn't joking. That was real. Fuck, I got a Nintendo 64. That shit's more important. My feet.
No, it is. I completely agree.
All right, my feet can hang off the bed. That one. My feet can hang off the bed. Shit, it just causes back problems later. That's all. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Cruising USA.
It's worth it for. Ooh, that was such a fun game.
Cruising USA. Yep. But my mom and dad had like this king size bed. So when my dad left for work very, very early, and my mom would come get me up to like kind of push me in her bed so I could like roll around, because she would force me to roll because I slept all day. And like I'd wake up every once in a while and she'd be rubbing like my arms and my legs, rubbing like some kind of heating cream in them so that the muscles wouldn't atrophy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful. And then one day I woke up, right? And my buddy Sean was outside, and he was out there talking to Missy. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is he doing talking to that crazy? Because it was one of my sister's friends, right? And being extremely hungry. And I called my mom in, and I was like, I am hungry for McChickens, of all things to be hungry for. And she's like, honey, do you think that's a good idea? And I was like, I'm hungry for the freaking McChicken, Mom. Just get it.
Need some protein, damn it. Give me that chicken sandwich. Yeah. I need a chicken sandwich.
So she called my older sister, and she's like, she's like, Jason's up and he's hungry for a change. He wants a McChicken. Go get him one. I was like, how about 4? And my mom goes, you're just going to lose it if you do that. And I was like, I don't care. I was starving. I think I ate 2, lost them, but it was worth it. Absolutely worth it. And I felt like it took about 3 or 4 more days, and I felt like I was 100% better. Once it broke, it broke.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was awful. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy.
Oh, I know. That sounds like when I had the flu, but on steroids. I only went through that for like about a week. But man, a month? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. And see,
that's rough.
Here's the thing, and I think everybody knows this. When men get sick, we get whiny. All of us do. We'll say we don't, but we do. We turn into whiny little bitches, because every little thing that hurts is the worst pain we've ever been in our life. Oh, my nose hurts so bad.
Yep, that pain is magnified.
You walk into the doctor's office normally, like it's time to do a prostate exam. So I'm fine. You don't need to do a damn thing. Let's do a physical. I'm fine. I can whoop your ass. Physical enough done. Stuff like that. If we're sick, doctor, I need some antibiotics now. I needed them yesterday. Yeah. Fucker. whenever I call to make an appointment, you make it that day, not the next. Next time I'm going to fucking urgent care.
Oh man, yeah, they want to push it out a week sometimes. Like, no, I need my antibiotics fucking yesterday. I need that shit in a fucking Singapore second, damn it.
Oh,
Call it in.
That's why I love my doctor. If he can't get you in right away and you tell him you're sick, he'll go turn on your thing, so your video, so I can see you. And he'll be like, okay, tell me where it hurts. And like if it's your sinus, says, okay, push here. You know, does it hurt when you do that? Yes, no. You know, when you blow your nose, what color is it? That kind of stuff. And then he writes you an antibiotic at the pharmacy. So if you're going to wait more than a day, he does one of those video calls. So, you know, he's like a really good doctor that's underappreciated because he's younger. And if the thing I like about him is if he can avoid giving you a pill, he will. Like, he's a DO. So, like, you know, if your back hurts, like regular doctors will give you a pain pill. He practices professional wrestling holds on you. Oh, you hurt.
That's interesting.
You hurt so bad when it's over. But the next day, I went in, I threw out my back. Something locked up in my back, and I couldn't stand up straight. And I went and saw him. He's like, whenever my secretary called him to make an appointment, she's like, have him come in whenever he can get in. I'll work him in. And he had my foot touching the back of my head. And I kept screaming, I don't bend that way. I don't bend that way, you know. But he kept doing it. But it fixed me up right away. Like I was able to stand up straight, you know, where my back was locking, where like the muscles were getting pulled. Because that's what it felt like. It felt like if I stood up, the muscles were being pulled.
Yeah, no, I get that. And so he was able to put you in some holds to help.
Yeah.
Not just stretch something, but also maybe get it back into place.
Yeah, he'll go down your spine, and you know he's talking to her. She's like, you know, slightly to the right, stuff like that. You know, this is off. He'll check your hips because I didn't know your hips could rotate. That's why men take your wallets out of your back pockets and put them in your front, because every time you have a wallet on one ass cheek and not the other, you're unaligning your hips. You are causing yourself pain.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I remember you were telling me that.
Yep.
And no, that's true. It definitely can. Especially you got like one of those thick ass wallets with like everything. Yeah, that can definitely throw some shit out of whack.
Yep. Because when you set on it, it makes you set crooked, so your hips can actually slide where one comes up. And then that throws your stride out of balance and causes a lot of back problems.
Yeah.
And
so listen up, fellas.
Yeah. It 100% helps to move your wallet around to your front pocket.
Or inside your coat, right here.
Yeah.
You know?
Wherever. But it's just not your back pocket. The back pocket seems to be the worst place to put it. And that way, if you feel someone touching your butt, you know they're filling your ass, not trying to take your wallet. So you can be flattered. I'll tell you.
A feel every once in a while isn't that bad.
It depends on who does it. Don't generalize that. Don't generalize that too much, bro.
That's true. I shouldn't have generalized that.
Because you're going to have Zach running around going, it's okay to cop a feel every once in a while. Gamers.
Zach?
Don't touch my butt.
You're not
Zach.
allowed to take my advice. You can't take my advice. No, you're not on that level. Yeah. You're not up there yet.
Oh.
No, I'll leave it to Zach to do something that fucking stupid. No, what Caesar said. It's like,
And
yeah, I
that's
say a
what-
lot of things.
Yes, and that's
Don't
exactly how
take
he would
everything I
justify
say.
it. That's exactly how he would justify it too. Is Caesar told me.
Oh man, if that's the case, I'm gonna tell Zach something that I think the world might appreciate. Go find your brain, Zach. Go find wherever it was defecated out and go put it back in, up your ass where you think. Might help you.
Well, see, here's the thing. Even Roxy told Zach, it's like Gamers is a forgiving guy, right? Even if I get mad and I blow up and shit like that, I'm not the close the door type. Okay? Like, even as pissed off as I am about Vixie, if she ever needed something, she has ways to contact me, and it's all under her control, right?
Yeah.
And I've made that I've made it that way with everybody. The exception being Jamie. So Zach, if you're listening, you can contact me and I'll work something out with you, because right now I know you think you're getting away with things. You're not. You're being set up every time you get online. Because if you don't think I've not been spreading what you did, best believe Roxy is. Because she is not happy about what you did.
All over the place, Zach. All over the place, even in your face.
Yep. And it's not a good position to be in. It's like shunning yourself from the community just because, I don't know. Then it's a community he enjoys.
I remember him talking about how much he enjoyed it, and like we were his brothers, and he wanted to really try to make something of this.
Right. Well, and even Roxy's community, because like I said, the first chat was, he's like, hello, everybody. And, me saying, hi, Zach. He's like, oh, hi, gamers. And it's like, Roxy doesn't want you here until you pay off your debts.
No, Zach, you need to take notes from me and gamers. We had our blow up, but we were able to come together and make amends. Because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here tonight. I wouldn't have been on earlier if I wasn't able to meet him halfway. And that's what you got to do, Zach. You got to be able to meet this man halfway.
Yeah, I'll always go half the distance.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We met each other halfway. We're able to, talk to each other like adults, not trying to play the blame game. Just explain our side, admit where we were wrong, on our side, and apologize and agree to move forward from that.
Right, and understand
because we are friends. Yeah, because we are friends, and that's what friends do. Is we take what the other person has to take into account, understand where they're coming from, and then moving on, not dragging it out, not trying to throw it in the other person's face, but no, moving on. And so, Zach, you can have that too. All you have to do is pay gamers back for paying your debt. And you know what? And forget, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you might show some leniency if he pays you the money with interest. You might make them not have to do an IRL right away.
Here's the
Give
thing.
them some time to work up to that.
I told him
possibly.
I told him because the money would probably be the hard part for him, that I would forgive the money if he did the IRL. Because here's the thing about that IRL. It's
You
not
see that,
bad.
ladies and gentlemen? Sorry to cut you off, but it's like, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? He is willing to forget the money as long as Zach does an IRL. Now, if that's
bad.
somebody who is hard to work with, that is a vindictive asshole that just wants to do all these bad things with all these alts, that's not, you know what I mean? Those two things they don't mesh together. No, Gamers is the type of person, and until you pull a Jamie Star, that door can be opened. You can come to him, but you gotta come, leaving your ego at the door and just being straight up honest.
Right, because see, I appreciate that. Because I'm really one of those no bullshit type people. Like, you don't have to guess what I'm thinking because I tell you. Yeah.
No, he's honest, and that's why I love working with him. Like being up here with you, doing this. It's like you're honest. There's no hidden bullshit.
Right. Well, because
I like to think that I can, that we complement each other.
We do
like that.
We do. I think it's a waste of time to try to dance around things. Like, if something doesn't matter to me and someone thinks it does, if I say it's okay, it doesn't matter, then it's really okay. It doesn't matter. I've not even thought about it. If I say something's pissing me off, it's pissing me off. And
he'll let you know about it.
Yeah.
There's no sugarcoating. You know what I mean? He will tell you.
Yeah. It won't be mistaken. No, normally it's not.
Yeah. And it's like you may be mad in that moment when you bring it up, but it's like that's in the moment.
Right.
It's not something that you're going to carry for days, weeks, or whatever. So, no, it's, Zach, you can be back. You can, be improving yourself. All you have to do is just start being honest and live up to what you say you will do. It's like me. It's like when Zach flaked out on that first IRL, you gave me a green pass to be like, Zach's not doing it. You don't have to.
Right.
Or, we can brainstorm something else. You know what I mean? Like you gave me that out. You didn't have to, but no, you did that. So to me, it just shows, I would hope that it's crystal clear that, you are very easy to work with. Well, as long as you are willing to participate, you know what I mean? Like, work on ideas. Like, it's a breath of fresh air. It's like a leisurely fucking walk through the park.
Well, I try to make it easy. I normally don't ask anything I wouldn't do. I try to put it as like, if I ever ask something, is it going too far? And then when some things seem like they're too far, it's like, but the outcome it's like the Vixie deal. It seemed like it was too far until it got explained, and then what was going to go on and how the outcome was. And it's like, all right, so it's almost too good to pass up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it took you a little bit, but you were able to talk me into it.
Yeah, and there were misconceptions about what it was going to be, and stuff like that. And I was like, no. We're not going that far. So.
Yeah, exactly. So no, but I mean that's how it is. You know what I mean? It like because you knew, because of my misconceptions of the idea, it was like, no, just give him a day or two, and then you came at me again saying, no, like, this is what I'm talking about.
Right.
I think this would be really good. And then I started seeing your picture. Like, okay, it's not like what I was thinking, right. taking shit way off of in left field.
Yeah.
But it's like okay, no, I'm seeing your vision, and It's like, you know what? Yeah, that could be a possibility. You
Yeah,
know, I'm
and it would be
warmed
hilarious.
up to it.
It would just
Yeah.
absolutely be hilarious. You know
Hmm.
that shit would some of that shit would go viral. Something that during that day would go viral. I mean, it's just that funny. Don Eagle says gamers and Caesars work well together. I could listen to them all day. Thank you, Don. But
Thanks, Don.
yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah. Like I said, Zach, all you gotta do is approach me. I'm willing to work something out with you.
Hmm.
And I don't.
I mean,
Here's the thing, Zach. I'm not out to hurt you. I never have been. I just don't want you to do funky shit in my Discord.
yeah, yeah, all the desperate behavior that he
Yeah.
projects out into the chat. That one, she remained to be anonymous, but like he even tried implying a lovely viewer in the Discord was all of a sudden just e-dating. It's like, no, Zach, because like when I first came on, I remember it's like, no, we're trying to help push him in the right direction, break, get him to stop all this stupid behavior, because at the end of the day, Zach might have something that he can build off of. You know, Zach might be that lovable locale, the one without the boogie type controversies, the having to do humiliating things. He could
Yeah.
have been, the type of locale others wish they can be.
Well, see, and I didn't think
And
I had.
we were trying to help him with that.
I didn't.
I know you were doing it more before I jumped in, but
Mhm.
yeah, like that was the whole, like with the boot camp thing, all that shit. It was the like, no, Zach, you got to break this shit. You got to stop. You wanna you wanna be real. Stop being fucking a fugazi. You know.
Yep. Well, see, here's the thing. There's a reason I call our asylum princesses princesses. It's because I expect everybody in that Discord to treat them like they are. You know, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't doing that locale shit here.
Yeah, we're not trying to make some kind of environment where the lovely princesses, feel uncomfortable. We want them to feel comfortable to where they're in a happy environment,
Right.
positive and funny. Not something where they got some creep oogling them over the internet. We don't take too kindly.
Right.
We don't take too kindly to that in the asylum.
Well, here's the thing. They should be able to go any place they want in our community and feel free to be themselves and to say
Mm-hmm.
and do as they like and feel comfortable doing it. And anything less is offensive to me. And if Zach, whenever I found out Zach might be doing something that would inhibit that, I got upset. I wasn't upset. I wasn't upset at the young lady that was, he was targeting with it. I was upset with him.
Yeah, because he took, her kindness as something more than what it really was.
Yep.
And it's like the only thing she was guilty of. And excuse me for using that, but it's like she was only guilty of being nice,
Yeah.
treating him like a human being.
Yep.
He decides to go crazy with it and start saying that, oh, that's my girlfriend. Like, dude, no, bro. You don't do that, dude. You don't just start saying because somebody decides to say hi, how you doing? Like that's some kind of code for like, hey, I want to date you. Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Yeah, it's like, Zach, I understand she is an absolute sweetheart. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean she wants to be your girlfriend, bro. It just means she's a sweetheart. She's nice. She's been raised properly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
She's a lady.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
No, because I mean, like some women are just nice. Like what happened with me, for instance. There was a lovely pharmacist up where I'm at, and she remembers when I have to pick up prescriptions. She knows exactly who I'm picking them up for. And it was like I started thinking like she remembers this fucking mug. Like, holy shit, she can forget millions of things in a day, but not this. I mistook uh that kindness as something more.
mhm.
And so when I asked her out on a date, she was just like, "Oh no, thank you." So it's like some women are just nice. It's not a sign of them being flirtatious.
Yep. Now, like I said, it was, and whenever I was, because he came to me, and like I said, but we're rehashing it, but it was, he said, I've got a girlfriend, I just want you to know, and she's from Discord. And I'm like, and who is this? And then when he told me, I was like,
Oh hell no!
yeah, I was like,
Like as soon as the name was dropped, you're like, nah,
yeah.
no,
Yeah,
get in VC now, motherfucker.
that's what it was. It was like, it was Jen, Caesar, I want you in VC. Zach, your ass now.
Yep.
So it was, I was like, Zach, you tell them what you just told me. And then it was, have you said this to anyone other than me? And then when he said yes, I got pissed. Like there was maybe 15, 20 minutes of me yelling. And then I was like, Jen, can you go get her so we can tell her this is going on, that she might encounter this someplace else, so that she's not absolutely unaware. And then after she said her piece, and I apologized for it all because I was sorry it happened. I spent about 15, 20 more minutes yelling at his ass.
Oh yeah,
and it wasn't a nice yell either. It was, you fucking idiot! You ever do this to someone? Like, oh, I was so angry.
Yeah, rightfully so. That's not a good look for in the Discord community. You got some hound dog like Zach just trying to say whatever woman he's chatting with in DMs is automatically his girlfriend. But no, dude, it's not how it works.
And let me say this:
No.
I believe the young lady could handle herself absolutely perfectly and handle the situation. She did not need me. I was no knight in shining armor, whatever. It was, my reaction was literally just, how on earth could he do this to someone that he has to know is just being kind?
Yeah.
And it is someone that participates in the little things, is here as much as they can be, is as active as they can be in the Discord and stuff like that. And it was like, because whenever I asked who it was at first, I thought he was just going to pick some name, over in the user list. And I was going to laugh and be like, well, that's interesting because that's a dude. Whether it was or not, I was going to say it was a dude, right? So, but when he said, I was like, wait, no way in hell. Oh, and had it got, where she came up, had it got confirmed, I think I would have passed over with a heart attack. I would have been like, the world's too fucked up. I don't want to be here no more. Let me off. It starts spinning.
Yeah, get me off this yellow submarine.
Yeah.
Put me in the torpedo fucking hatch.
Fire
Fire me out.
It's done fucked up. I don't want to be here no more.
There's something ain't right. There's like something worse than the Mandela effect going on here.
Yeah.
Worse than the Twilight Zone.
Oh, I hate to be crude because I know this sounds crude, but Zach pulling a 10 just isn't going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if there is a 10, there's something questionable. It makes me wonder if there's like some scammer out there that's trying to tell them, I'm just a neglected,
no.
Nigerian princess that's stuck over here. I need your help. Send me money. I'll give it back to you when I get to America.
Here's the thing.
Probably give me the next one.
That's what scares me about Zach. Is the potential he'd fall for something like that.
Oh yeah, and then being sucked into those things. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it happen, and it's like a mixture of like feeling sorry for them, but then also at the same time, as it continues, you you just want to get mad. It's like you want to grab them by the shoulders and be like, "Wake the fuck up from dreamland."
Yep.
Like, don't you see that? No matter how much you send, fucking toe tag ain't coming over.
Yeah.
It's always going to be an excuse after an excuse after another excuse, and then you're going to start seeing those excuses as being, recycled
And involving more money.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's
really
how
the
it
only
works.
thing that does change is the money keeps getting greater and greater and greater.
And then I think,
And yeah, like with Zach, I mean, I may have my issues with the guy, but I wouldn't want that on anybody.
yeah.
To be suckered in that way and be robbed.
Yeah.
Mm.
And see, Zach, unfortunately, has got the personality where he would bite into it and never be able to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
If someone
People that
hooked
try to
him,
warn him.
yeah, if someone hooked him, he's the type that would push away his friend and stuff like that. And Don, I may have missed this. Don said the Discord server is calm and friend oriented. We try to make it that way. We hope it is. I think everybody in there is friends and nice with each other. Like I said, and Zach's friendly enough. He's so desperate for affection.
Yeah.
That
He's
like
very hormonal.
Yeah, it blocks the social aspects of of what's acceptable and what's not. Because here's the thing with Lillian. If you don't think I don't ask her at least once a week, I mean, if I don't say, look, if stuff that's going on in the chat starts to bother you, I want to know right away, because I'll nip that shit in the bud real quick, even if he's on screen. Even with Lillian, she is nobody's pushover. Trust me. She is not a freaking joke, right? Here's the part that she'll get really pissed off about, but she's sick, so she can't do anything about it. Lillian is an absolute sweetheart. Okay. Now, I know she likes that tough cookie persona, but she is an absolute sweetheart. She is a lovely young lady. And it's so even though she's got that tough shell, it's like, I don't ever want you to feel uncomfortable. So if anything ever goes too far, I want you to tell me right away, because I'll either nip it or spin it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially with Zach, because but she's been dealing with Zach for a long time, because she dealt with Zach for months over at Roxy's.
Oh yeah.
Because
she was dealing with him long before I came into the picture.
Yep.
Because that's what how I got your attention. It was all the shit I was typing in chat about Zach.
Yeah. Well, that and it was funny. It was quick witted because it was just boom, 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 and I was like, yeah, he's kind of got how this works.
Yep, and
so
I got in because he you laid it down to me,
mm-hmm.
and I had my own interactions with Zach, and you're not wrong. When he isn't acting like a woman who has a biological clock that's ticking and being in heat, he can be a chill guy.
Yeah.
He can talk about regular shit.
Yeah, he can be fun.
It's just all the line.
Right.
Hmm.
He can be fun if he forgets that he's got to keep up a facade. And he's not being questioned about it to where he has to lie more. And there's not something that involves a woman that he thinks he could get to like him. He can be fun. And that was
I totally agree.
That was one of the things with like the free hugs IRL. That you experienced it. It's not that bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
You had people coming up to you saying, yeah, you know what I mean? This is nice. Even though you're dressed like the Grinch and stuff like that, this is nice. You know, it's people caring about people. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. In the modern society, our society has forgotten how important touch is. And I'm not talking about inappropriate touch. But yeah,
like when you give your friend a hug,
right?
You might put your arm around their shoulder while you're watching something. You know what I mean? Like being able to have those embraces amongst friends.
Well,
Not even trying to put a sexual meaning behind it. No, just that embrace of friends.
Right.
It really is becoming something so distant. Well, people will be in the same room and they just want to text.
Right.
They'd be stuck on the phone. It would be like if we're in the same room, we're just fucking sitting there typing away.
And likely texting each other while at it. Yeah. Have you noticed men don't shake hands anymore? Fist bump? You're making the actual physical touch as little as possible instead of just sitting there and taking someone by the hand and shaking their hand, giving them a firm grip, not trying to break their hand, but giving them firm grip, Yeah,
exactly. Not being a fish, not trying to, crush their hand, but it's like you give them a nice, firm handshake.
Right. You know what I mean? It's like there used to be at least comfort in that. Because it was, you're shaking someone's hand. Okay. You've got my word. And that matters. I've got your back, and that matters. I think the world would be better off if there were people just walking around with free hug shirts.
Might not be a bad idea.
Because imagine, in all honesty, how many people would how their day would change just because someone gave them a hug that was not like, a full-on embrace, but it's just like, you're recognized, I guess. A part of humanity becomes real.
No, I get
again.
that.
And that was the concept behind all that. It was not mean-spirited. It was not joke-orientated. It was Christmas time. I wanted the people I work with to go out and have some fun and have a positive impact on their communities and hopefully find one themselves. Because here's the thing. Even if you don't like kids or whatever, I don't know if you do or don't, but, whenever you have one of the little kids walk up and be like, oh, yes, I mean, and they gave you the hug back, right? And you saw them smiling, and you saw the parents smiling because they thought this was clever or funny. This is something I'm going to put on social media.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like the one youngster that had his Grinch costume on. That one right there, that one really cracked me up. And it was, it was like you're saying, the parents around, they're recording it.
Yeah, it's one of the few things, because it was so open and in the public and so out there, that it was safe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was to me, and I know you hear me talk about this a lot because this is what I worry about with things is I don't want to ever make it to where we don't appear human. You know, I don't
Yeah.
want us to be fake. You know, that's like whenever it's like, okay, you know, we're going to we've got to address the argument, and it's like, okay, well, you know, we tell them the truth. We're just human. You know, we
Yeah.
were going to let it get heated to make fun of arguments drinking on stream, and it
And it it turned out to be just that.
right. It was
Fell for our own bait.
what I was saying was basically we're going to sit there and say, see, you know, these drinking streams normally lead to fights. You know, Vixie was doing this, LCU was doing this, stuff like that. And we literally just said, hold my beer, and went and proved ourselves right.
Yeah.
So, you know, fuck it. Like I said, learning experience. You don't learn from your successes. You learn from your fuck ups. So,
Yeah. That's the thing right there, is being able to be open enough to look back and realize, you know, and as an individual where you might have went wrong. It's like with myself, I had to really like, you know, step back, look at the situation, be like, you know what I did was wrong.
right. And
And
the way I
so
reacted was wrong.
it takes, you know, being able to swallow your pride and realize that a lot of times when it comes to shit like that, it's not worth harboring. It's not worth, you know, trying to say like, oh no, it's your fault. You know, this is your fault because it happened. No, because then like I wouldn't be here. You know, you'd be talking about something else.
Mm-hmm.
But no, because we were able to come together and, you know, apologize, realize that a friendship is worth more than like the that minute bullshit that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it takes. Just got to realize that, you know what, fucking takes two to tango.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't arguing. So, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And then if I had the common sense to be like, you know what, Caesar, just shut the fuck up, just drop it. It's like, you know, being able to recognize our own fault in the situation really helps. Being able to, you know what, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I said was wrong, and it was easy for you. It wasn't like it was like pulling teeth.
Right.
So no, it's and stuff like that's important. And we like we said before, it's like, Zach, all you got to do is just step up to the table.
Yep. The door's
You know,
open.
bro will meet you halfway.
Yep. Just
You know what I mean? That's all you got to do.
Yep. I've never changed. That's the thing. You know, yes, some of the stuff he did has pissed me off, and I vented it out some. Because here's the thing:
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to vent to stay healthy. You know.
Yeah, bottling it up is not good.
Right. Well, especially okay, in my situation, I have 3 businesses I run, and then I do this. And this, I've got an assistant now because whenever I was with Fixie, she wanted one. She wanted me to have one. They take up a lot of my work, which is fine, and it gives me a lot of time for this. But this takes up a lot of time. You know, the show just doesn't happen. You know, and I'm not saying other people don't help me. They do. Caesar helps me. Jen helps me, and stuff like that. But I still set in the aspect of this is how I look at it, and I'm not disrespecting Jen. I'm not disrespecting Caesar or anyone else. At the end of the day, my name's on it. So I want it to be good because I want the people that gave me their time to watch, you know, the best or the biggest shit show. It's not the best. It's the biggest shit show on YouTube, right? And
And we're spreading to other places.
Yeah.
So we might be the biggest shit show on the internet.
Yeah. We're, you know, I want them to be able to at least walk away thinking, okay, that was kind of funny, or that made sense, or I want them walking away with something.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've got my name, on it, I want them to walk away with something. You damn near bet you've got all of my. You can put your money on the fact that I have. Thank you. I have have put my best in it, and I didn't walk away and hit the button to fire it up until I thought that's where we were at. So, and I know sometimes it don't seem like it, and that's just sometimes imagine being the guy that goes to the oncologist, has a phlebotomy done, while they're doing the phlebotomy is making show notes. To come home and go, boom, play, hello. Because sometimes that's how it feels.
That's a lot right there.
Yep.
Having to do all that, but that just shows that you really, really, and from my perspective of just working with you, definitely you put in that extra work. So each show is that much better.
Well, I hope it is, and I do it for the people that give me the time. I don't care if people like me or not. I really don't. You can hate my guts. It's never going to affect me. But I want you to be, even if it's you hate me more, that's fine, as long as you take something away. I gave you something, and that's what's important to me. That's what drives me to do this. Trust me, with the kind of PTSD I've got, and not liking being around people very much, not liking to be social. Me sitting in front of a camera and seeing those little blue lights, and my webcam looks like a little freaking face almost. It's got two cameras that look like eyes, and then its light looks like, it's freaky as hell. I'm gonna freak myself out talking about it. But anyway, it's round. It's got like a little round face on a body. It looks like one of those bean things from Fall Guys. Anyway, yeah, but for me to do that, it's not easy. But it's like, okay, well, I care about the people, whether it's 2 or 200 that might take something away from it. If someone is happy about something that happens, gets a laugh out of it, I'm more than content. That means I'll be here tomorrow. If as long as I still believe someone's taking something from it positive, the next day you're likely to hear hello.
Yeah. No, I can definitely agree with that sentiment. Where even for myself, it's, even though for some would say that it just comes naturally to me, no, it's, believe it or not, I myself have self-esteem issues. And this is helping me get my esteem back. And by doing that, you got to put yourself out there. You got to be able to put yourself out there, whether you're at your best or at your weakest.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other part is knowing I'm putting on a show. So it's like I have to be on it, have to be aware. And as I keep doing this, I really love the fans here at the Asylum. supportive
Yeah.
group of people, welcoming, forgiving. No, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
I
they're the
am
absolute best. You're not.
I am internally grateful for not just you, gamers, but for the viewers.
Yep.
Yes, you at home eating that popcorn, trying to wipe it off on the arm of your couch. Yeah, I love you.
Well, we honestly have the best group of people in the world.
Oh yeah,
We
no, I
really
love it.
do. And the thing is even the people that think they're the least in our group, in our in the chat or in the Discord, whatever, you're still the absolute best there is. And it's not because you're here. It's because that's who you are. I've okay, whenever I see a troll or a jerk, Jen laughs about this. And I make a joke out of it that, I'm one of Wings of Redemption's mods. I can do it in my sleep with my eyes closed.
I've seen it in real time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, if someone's here,
'em.
if someone's here that's just here to stir the shit and take away the positivity of the other people that are here, boom, gone. Seconds. I don't care. If you're here to have fun and make jokes and stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. I'm all shit. Look at Low Count Illuminati. Me and him, not just me and him and Caesar have went at it.
Oh man, that when I had my crash out,
Yeah,
trying to get that live stream to work up there.
yeah. It's
Oh, that was great. And we probably share the same sentiment, but like, being able just to fuck around like that with them, it's fun.
Yeah.
He knows we're clowning around, and we know the same about him.
Right.
So it's a great thing when you're able to have that kind of dynamic with the audience.
Yeah.
When they know when they know how to play
yeah.
and not be serious.
Yeah. But there's a whole bunch of difference where they're gaming on you to see if they can get you to kind of spurg out a little bit, right? And give you fuck off type shit. It's a difference whenever it's different whenever they're it's someone trolling trying to sabotage the show. And here's the thing. It's not hard to tell rather quickly what you're doing, and I don't waste time with it.
That's why you probably got the fastest fucking hands on YouTube. You fuck around, bam.
Yep.
You're gone.
You can.
Or if you're feeling generous,
they get timed out.
If you're feeling generous, you'd be like, go sit in the corner.
That's right. That's what I tell them too.
For 5 minutes.
That's what I tell them.
I remember that.
You go sit in the corner.
Sit in the corner. Think about what you've done.
Yep. Think about what you've done, and when you come back, we'll talk about it. Yeah, that's what I say when I time someone out. Oh, and that has always pissed everyone I ever done it off. They always come back bitching and complaining because I said just that. And I'm like, well, you're acting like a child. So I had to treat you like one. I put you in timeout. So I got to run. Someone's at the door, so I'm going to put you on full screen. I'll be back in just a second. Switch yours.
All right. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very awesome time here at the Asylum. We're going to have some new shows. Slow, well, I don't want to say slowly, but they are going to be rolling out in 2026. Then, it's going to be a very interesting time. Got Goose coming up here. He's going to be hanging out with us for 1 hour a week. There's that lovely Clementine, the Asylum Angel, Well, like I'm really really intrigued about what she's gonna come out with, what she's gonna do. Because Clementine, oh, she is a character. I promise she is going to make you laugh, make you ponder some things. No, you're gonna love her. And then I guess you could say the next thing I want to bring up is just to reiterate what Gamers was saying, the kind of community here that we want to foster. Because to me, it's a new thing. It's a wholesome thing, something that I consider unique. So if you've only hit the like and subscribe here on the channel, which thank you by the way, please consider joining the Discord. I really do believe when you jump in there, you're gonna feel like you're at Olive Garden, like you're one of the family. Because I guarantee you, we have the cleanest padded rooms. Those cells are spotless. They don't look like no mattress from south side of Vegas. Nope, that shit is cleaned every week. I think it's every Saturday. No, you love it there. We jump in VC, we talk to the people. We enjoy getting to know our audience. Helps us with being able to curate that content that you all enjoy and that we enjoy putting out. Because with the case of Zach, it is pretty sad. Because I know you people see me go off on him, just bury the guy. But if he was to change, there are some redeeming qualities about him. He can be funny. It's like the most notable quotable thing that he's ever said was for me to get back on my camel and head to Rome. It's like, holy shit, like this guy actually has, some brain cells left up there.
That made no sense.
But it was so funny. From Zach, that was funny. It's like those two brain cells fucking that electricity was going off and like boom. It came out. I literally laughed my ass off. I give him credit for that. That was funny, even though it didn't make any sense. It was still funny.
Yeah. That was him jumping off a ledge. I was like, because he's sitting there kind of looking at me. I'm like, yo, what do you want me to do? He's talking to you. Caesar, go get on your camel and head back to Rome. I'm like, almost made sense. Good job, Jack. We got close that time.
When that just flew out of his mouth, it was like, damn. Like, he put some thought behind that. Like, fuck, we polish that up, put some English on it?
And the thing
was, look out, world.
After the show, you know how you have that cool down period after the show because the adrenaline's high, and you just kind of hang out in VC for a minute or two and be like, yeah, that was good, that was good, that was good. This is an area we might need to improve on. This is good. We need to put a little bit more emphasis on this, shit like that, because we're always analyzing what we do because we want what goes out to be the best we can do. And
yep,
Zach was in there doing that because I was like, don't just run off. Wait a minute so we can talk, stuff like that. And he's like, second I got done with the outro, did you hear what I said to Caesar? I told him off. And
yeah. If you forgot, he was there. You know what I mean?
I mean, he was so
He
proud
was
of
proud of
himself.
himself.
Yeah,
He was.
I was like,
As he should be.
yeah, I did say I let Zach have his moment. I didn't say anything. I just like, you got him.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I was just proud of him for being able to construct something like that, fucking what seemed like on the fly.
Yeah,
It's like, damn, like I said, we polished it up a little bit. That boy can go places.
yeah, but he was so proud of himself. He's like, yeah, I stood up to Caesar. Did you see that? I put him in his place, and I'm like, the only thing I said was, by camel. Did you mean he should go to Egypt, or should he get his horse and go to Rome? That's when he got pissed off at me.
Gamers.
Yeah, he's like, "Fuck
You know what I
you,
meant, gamers.
fuck you. It doesn't matter."
Fuck you,
I told him
gamers.
off. Yeah, I told him off. That's all that matters. Okay, Zach,
Yeah.
we got you, bro.
Yeah, it's like I completely agree with you. I didn't want to ruin his moment for him
Yeah,
because he was really proud of that shit.
yeah. Oh, he still is. I don't think he's realized that the insult doesn't quite make sense. So,
But it's the effort that counts.
yeah,
It shows like, hey, put some more effort into this, Zach. You might have, you might be the next Don Rickles. You never
Yeah.
know unless you try.
yeah. While I'm thinking about it, because I will forget. So that because I've gotten quite a few messages about the guitar string. Since I pulled it out and I looked at it, I enjoy my fingers too much to cut them off with the frets on that damn thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on the board where the frets are the metal pieces, those are inlaid into wood and they can stick out a little bit, and a luthier will tame those. And it's what I would show in like the self-care of your guitar, how to do it. So I went ahead and looked over the guitar. Gunther is one of my sponsors, and so I went ahead and asked them for some parts, and they said they'd send them to me, but I won't get them till the 31st. So we'll do the guitar on the 2nd, and I believe I'll have Goose there to help, so he'll get to give his little bit of expertise and stuff like that too, since he's rebuilt some guitars with me and stuff like that. So
Nice.
it'll be
Nice.
fun to see him doing his thing. He likes to do the wiring.
Yeah, it'd be Gamers and Goose taking on, making a guitar better than what it came as.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know, because see, whenever I tried playing it, I really thought the amp that got brought to me was just screaming feedback for some reason, and it might have been the cheap cord because I used the cord they sent me. Normally, I use a wireless feed. You plug one end into the guitar, and then you plug the other end into the amp, and then it's
Yeah, just
receiver.
wirelessly cuts out that wire connection.
And then and I didn't know that it was feeding back off the mic. I couldn't hear that, until I listened to the replay. I was like, God, but the guitar didn't sound. Let me just tell you, the guitar didn't sound any better when I put it up on a Princeton. And the Princetons will make any guitar sound good, because they're tube amps with light glow, so it's they've got kind of a dreamy effect to them, especially if you hook it if you run two instead of just one. So it's got like that stereo vibe. It feels different to a guitarist. It feels different. I should say. If you play electric guitar, you're always chasing tone. And the Princeton amps, the reason they're so hard to find, the reason they're so hard to get, and if you do find one, they're going to cost you, a leg, an arm, and a butt cheek. There's a reason.
Damn near got to sell a kidney, probably.
Yeah. They want both. But so if the sound's a little off there, then I know it's going to be off no matter what I do. Even if I ran those amps through the soundboard into the PC and then tried to get it to run through Discord, where it's not doing anything, it's a straight hook. It's going to sound like shit because the guitar sounds like shit. However, I found just by being able to look at it, I've not torn into it yet, but by giving it a cursory overview, I can see some of its problems. And they look like they're hardware issues. So hardware is something you can fix if you want to dink around with it. I don't. So I'm going to put better hardware on there and show you why the better hardware works. Why sometimes it's better to go ahead and buy that upgrade. And then hopefully show like someone who's wanting to learn how to play guitar and has gotten to where they're comfortable with it and they want to learn how to make their guitar more to their liking, because it doesn't matter if someone likes the sound of your guitar or not, because they don't matter if you like it, because I know some guitarists that hate the sound of jazz guitars. Well, I love mine. They can go kiss my ass. That Martin's going to beat out any freaking Les Paul they've got. So, yeah. But this way,
I'm looking forward to that stream, being able to watch you and Goose break that down, see what parts are going to be replaced, how they're going to be replaced, what you do. It's going to be a very interesting learning experience for not just me, but everybody who watches.
Well, and the one thing that everybody's afraid of doing, that's so easy, we're going to do. And that's replacing the nut. Anytime someone sees a hammer come out of a guitar, they get scared. I'm going to show you how to do it and be okay.
Yep.
So
where you be able to do it yourself with confidence.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, the nuts should be changed at least once a year anyway. And on a cheap guitar, they're always going to go plastic, and bone actually gives the best sound. So I ordered a bone nut for it. It's got a new bridge. It's got a new tailpiece. The tailpiece wasn't necessary, but I wanted it for looks. The knobs aren't necessary. Yes, the knobs are, because they aren't attaching to the pot correctly. They're letting it the turn knob in the pot slide, and I don't like that. So I got some new knobs. And it'll make it look cooler. I think everybody will be happy with it when it's done. It should sound tons better.
I'm eager to see it.
Yeah, it should sound tons better. If I need to replace anything else, I've got the parts here for it. Like if the pickups are bad and stuff like that, I've got the parts here. I just don't have the parts for a Les Paul where the parts need to be black. I've got a lot of silver and gold, or chrome and gold, but I didn't have any of that's black hard coat. So I had to go ask for some. I will tell everybody who sent them to me. And I'll put it in the video review, that this guitar was shit until I used your products. And okay. I was like, I just need under $100 worth of shit. That's all I need, guys. I got the rest.
You mentioned one of the parts you're replacing. You're saying it was better with bone. What kind of bone?
It's cow bone.
Oh, okay. So take, cow bone, being able to shape it into that part that you have to put into the guitar.
Yeah, they cut the nuts, the end of it, where the strings are at before they go to the tuners. So it's the cutoff point. And now, like on an acoustic guitar,
okay.
Yeah, on an acoustic guitar, the bridge, the part that sticks up at the strings on the other end, I change those to bone as well. There's been a few where I've put like redwood on them, and I've used brass before. it makes it sound different, but me personally, I like the bone sound, and then some, when we do it, I'll teach you nice little tricks about like, why when you put that nut in and you restring it, you use a pencil on the nut. It'll actually save you a lot of time, effort, and energy just having a number 2 pencil on standby.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? You're going to be able to really learn some tricks of the trade when he breaks down that guitar.
Yeah, let's see.
It's gonna be exciting seeing father and son make a guitar better than how it arrived.
Yep. Well, it wouldn't have been hard with this one. See, what they do is a lot of the companies will send the budget guitars to people like me and other like streamers that do luthier work or make their own guitars because they want a review. And then, of course, the people, they know that we're going to upgrade it. Okay? So the concept is I checked out. The guitar that they sent me is $100. It sounds like it cost $100. Here's the thing. The wood and the paint on it's not that bad. I have seen worse. So if it's $100 and I put $60 worth of parts, that's $160 on a guitar. Can I make it sound like it's worth $4,000? Because the sound's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing: the era of the expensive guitar is over. It really is. It's A, people don't have money for it. B, the components are becoming cheaper, so you can get components that are not Fender. They're not Jackson. They're not the bigger names. It's some off-brand type thing. Because even Fender's making the a lot of people talk about the chip. I'll think of it in a second. Fender's got another brand, and it's the same guitar. It just doesn't have the Fender name. And I cannot think of it. Squier. It's Squier.
Okay.
That's a Fender guitar. Every bit of it's Fender. It just doesn't have a Fender name on it. And it's like a couple grand cheaper. You can get a Fender Stratocaster for a couple grand. You can get a Squier one for a couple $100. All because it's the Fender name's not on it. Same guitar though. I've actually done a video where I tore these apart, and it was the exact same parts with the exact same quality. So anytime someone comes in the store and tells me that there's a difference between Squier and Fender, I've always got that video setting over in the corner on the tablet that has where you can find the individual parts at on standby. Really? Punk, tell me what made it sound different. I'm not. It's just the way it is. Fuck it. Unless you've got a special Strat, that Squier Strats sound the same. You're just not going to change it because they're the same thing.
Yeah, they already have the same. Excuse me. They already have the same parts inside.
Right.
So replacing stuff is you're just throwing money at something that you shouldn't be at that point.
Right. The Squiers should sound great. Normally, to me at least, sound great out of the box. I mean, I get, what I mean, if you're a serious guitarist and you're playing on stage, I wouldn't carry a Squier out there either. I get that. But, to set and play at home, fuck no. You get the Squier. I was surprised at how many, because I thought no one would be interested in a guitar build. I'm like, this is just me making me happy. Because I'm getting to talk about one of the things I'm passionate about. And it was like, especially on X, it was like the message, when are you doing the guitar build? When are you doing the guitar? When are you doing the guitar? It's like, well, let me get the parts. Because it sounds like absolute shit right now. It is shit. It's cheap. I think I can make something. If I didn't think I could make something out of it, I wouldn't have asked for the
Oh yeah,
parts.
definitely. You know, like you were saying before, your initial assessment of it, that you see potential for that guitar, sounding better than what it does right now. And you know, like you already have your idea of the things that you got to replace to help it sound better.
Right. Well, to help it sound better and help it look better. See, they used like really flat black parts that I don't get. Why you would use that, especially with the guitar as dark as it is. It needs some kind of shine. It needs to catch light someplace. Here's the
something
other
to
part.
help it pop.
Yep. Here's the other part too. I believe I'm going to see if I can find a way to do this and do this fairly. And that's the only way it works, if I can find a way to do it fairly. Anytime I work on any kind of guitar, I sign the inside. This doesn't have a pick guard. It's normally the pick guard. So the electronic side, Goose and I would sign the inside of if he works on it with me. I will try to find a way that's fair for everyone and give that guitar out to one of our reviewers after it's done. So
You maybe create we can come up with a hashtag, something that after that person likes and subscribes to the channel, then they can say like, let's just say we go with the hashtag guitar, and just to give it a name for right now. They can just post a comment on that video, and when it comes time to the drawing, we can take all those people that posted up hashtag guitar in their comment, and being able to show that they're subscribed to the channel. That might be a way to be able to do a drawing.
yeah, like I said, what I'll do is I'll look into it, and I got to look at the terms of service with giveaways too. Because obviously this is something I'd have to ask for someone's address to ship it to. Which I don't mind doing. But
it's just being able for them to reach out and give it to you in a secure way,
right,
where it's not posted.
Yeah, and then I guess we could use a hashtag of the name. See, while we're working on the guitar, anytime we do something customized, it gets a name. So we could probably use the hashtag of whatever its name becomes.
Yeah, that can definitely be it.
Like I said, the guitar is perfect feel wise. Like it feels like a perfectly made Les Paul. It almost feels like an LP custom, where it's weighted heavy on the butt side. That's why I'm going to name it Becky. It makes a lot of noise and it's heavy on the butt side. It's Becky.
Hashtag Becky's butt side. Or backside.
Hashtag Becky Guitar. No, I would not name it Becky because no one would want it.
Oh, shit.
Ship it out.
Maybe we should try to enter and, maybe we should try to enter the winner herself.
Yeah. That I was going to make them a guitar. Becky was going to sing cans. We make custom guitars out of epoxy, right? You can make it so hard that's like hard plastic. You can put shit in it. Okay? Like there was one dude, I really wanted, if Roxy played guitar, I would have taken the idea from this dude and sent it to Roxy. He brought all these cigarettes, enough to fill out the body of the guitar. We made it a square, poured epoxy in it, then shaped it to a Strat, an S-type body.
Okay.
And put a neck on it so it looks like it's clear, and it's got some lighting in it. It's got green lighting on the backside, so it looks like the cigarette parts glowing around all these cigarettes. That would have been perfect for Roxy.
Yeah.
I was going to get Becky's like I was like, I'm going to make one out of cans. You know, I'm going to put crushed cans, and I was laughing. I was like, and I'll send it to you guys. And I was like, I'm going to find a way to make the pick guard look like a carton of Newports, right? And Becky's like, nope, I'll send the cans that are here for you to make it. If she would have sent them, I would have made it. And I would have sent it back to her. I would have been here. There you go.
Becky messed up.
Well, that was right before like she had the issue with Roxy. Because when I was joking, because it was when she was starting to pick up the cans and stuff like that. So I don't know. It would have been funny as hell.
Yeah, I would have. Being able to see what you come up with using cans and epoxy.
Yep. Here's the thing. I never sent it off to Keem. We had just talked about it. If I was actually at my house and not my office, see, because you really know where I'm at, Jamie. If I was at the house, I've got a Locale live guitar. It's painted like they're, you know, it's got the red, white, and blue with the cow spots, and then it's got Ryan, the gal that I introduced y'all to. She's a really good artist, and she airbrushes. She airbrushed Boogie, Keem, and Wings are on the bottom side. At the bottom.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's fancy.
It was. I was going to send it to Keemstar. I was like, you know, if you want to keep it, you've got to put it, you know, in the background of your shot, because it would advertise my work. There's a reason for it.
Well, I'm definitely interested to see you, you know, something you're passionate about with music. I know you know, you play a lot of different instruments, that you know how to build guitars. So seeing you, as they say, like, you know, seeing somebody in their element, something that they're really knowledgeable and passionate about. Oh man, you and Goose.
Yeah, wait till you
making
hear
that
the
guitar
cussing.
sound better. Oh, that's just, you know, that's just an added bonus.
Yeah.
Added bonus.
The poop guy. What
The
got you
poop
building?
guy has a question. Oh,
Yeah,
you seen it?
Yeah.
All right.
What got you into building guitars? I was a drummer for a band. We were going to sign to our front man fucked up real bad. If you wonder what actually got me into guitars, it was girls, and the drums made too much noise. You know, for the house. So if I wanted to play, I was stuck out in the garage, and during the winter, it sucked. Now, I still play drums, and when I played in a band, I played drums. But the actually building guitars it's not as tough as people think. You got to know your math, and you got to know like your distances and stuff like that if you want it to sound right. But when you're playing an instrument that you put together, that you loved, or that you put yourself in, when you play, you're expressing yourself. You're expressing either it can be love, it can be anger, it could be disdain, it could be indifference. There's nothing emotionless about when you're creating music. There's always some emotion or some feeling behind it. So when you're experiencing that emotion with something that you've put together with your hands and your ideas and your, it's a part of you in a way. It takes it from just I'm playing music to, part of me's coming out, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like a religious experience where you're trying to tell someone else about it and you don't have words for it. It's one of those things.
Sometimes
you do it yourself, you'll feel it.
Yeah, it's like when somebody has that, I don't want to call it a hobby, but a passion. Like you really enjoy music. You enjoyed it so much that it's like, I want to make my own guitar. I imagine you had that pop up in your head in the beginning. So I want to make it, and so you learned about it, and it just grew from there. Just from that simple, I don't want to say simple, but just because of that raw passion.
Well, I learned to build them because I tore shit up. I played in a new metal band, dude. We broke everything. And sometimes
and
it's
it's
too
definitely
expensive,
cheaper
so
to fix it yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, cheaper to fix it yourself than have it sent in somewhere.
Yeah.
You know that from both sides.
Yeah.
Being, the guy that's doing the repairing and the one breaking it.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you're local and you're just ready to sign, that's not the time to go tearing up your shit. It was like Jeff, he'd always look at those drums like, don't you fucking come near those. I can't fix those. It's cheap. Yeah. It's fucking cost me a fortune because I got to change the skins after a show, dude. So don't be fucking with the kick drum. Don't go fucking with the metal because I can't fix that shit so easy. Your guitar I can replace the neck on. You can break that fucker. I don't care. Oh, everybody said that's a really interesting perspective. I play guitar, bass, piano, trumpet, and just started drumming and do repairs. I've never built an instrument. Oh, like I said, trust me. When you actually, like build it. Even if you go and get a blank, I think they sell blanks, like where you can get the cutout already done. And then I don't know. I'm certain you can buy just necks, straight necks. The ones that we build in our shop, we've got guys that make the C and the D necks, the C drops and the D necks and stuff like that. Ours are, but I've got a shop for that. He says I met Paul Reed Smith a few times. Luther's are cool as hell to converse with. Oh, they are. And maybe I'll give you. Do it. I'm serious, bro. Really. And I don't think those kits are expensive, and they come with all the parts, and you'll see the inside of it, and then just like, once you put it together, then you get the idea of how everything goes. Then you want to do it yourself. You want to make where, like, okay, I can kind of handle this, and I can kind of handle that. Yeah, it makes it a whole different experience. Because whenever you're holding it in your hands and you're getting that, getting that feel, and you get it sounding just the way you want it. Very few things are better than that. And that may just be me. I get, some people are like, playing fucking guitar is not that cool. Okay.
I think the poop guy's another new one that, a wonderful new face. I haven't seen that guy before.
He goes over to Roxy's quite a bit. I've talked to him
before.
Yeah.
Poop guy, consider joining the Discord.
Yeah.
Because you got any questions? This guy is your guru. He'll be your Sherpa.
Yep, she said, you convinced me. New Year's resolution: build a guitar. That's it, dude. And
Damn.
your first one, you've got to put on the wall, bro. You got to make it so everybody can see it. It's just how it is. You got to do it.
Yeah, I'll probably be seeing this guy in the chat when you're doing, what you're doing with the guitars.
Yeah.
You and Goose. It's gonna be fun. It's
Yeah,
gonna be fun.
well, I think the last one we put together, we got this really cheap guitar called the Soulmate, and I was trying out a new kind of dual rail, single pickup. It's basically a humbucker that's fitting in a single rail for a Strat, and we were wiring it up really funky because I was like, I don't think we can do this. I don't think we can make, I think it was like a 15 position switch to where we could control the rails that much. And I was like, and if we do, it's going to sound awful. And I told him he could have it because he was working on it with me. I hate that I gave him that guitar because every bit of it worked. Every bit of it worked. And I think the first song he played on it, whenever we hooked it up to one of the amps, was Bad to the Bone. And it sounded like it was coming off a high def, a high def sound system. Nice and clear and dirty where it needed to be. A little muddy in the spots that you'd want it. I was like, shit, give me the guitar, son. No. No, what he said was, he goes, I'll tell you what, I'll trade you mine for the Arbiter. And I was like, fuck you, Will.
That one's staying with me.
Yeah.
That's what you were thinking. Like, no, that's staying with me.
Well, like the control knobs are made out of gold, actual gold. And the skulls have ruby eyes. They're made to look like golden skulls and actually have ruby eyes. Like, the fucking knobs are expensive. The tuning pegs are actual gold.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, so it's.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, he's just. Here's the thing: what he'd do with that one, he would go take the gold parts down, and say, melt them, and give me what they're worth. Because he sits there, he'll look at it because that guitar's so goddamn gaudy. I was like, I know, but it's vicious at the same time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the poop I said. It sounds like it really is. It really is. I'm proud of how that one came out, and I know he is too, because it was one of the first ones that he did the full build with me on. Where we were taking care of the neck and all that, and the tuning pegs and all that shit. Because we stripped that one down completely. The only thing that was left of that guitar that was original was the neck and the body. Even the frets were taken out and redone. I just completely did the refretted the thing. So yeah, that was one of those guitars whenever it got fired up, and then after he played Bad to the Bone, I played a few songs on it, and I was like, we got this thing feeling nice, because it doesn't feel like it used to. Because it's like everybody likes these Jackson V types and the Z types, the Zach Wild type guitars. Well, they have a lot of head dive, and somehow that S type body had head dive on it, and by doing like shimming the neck a little bit and then taking some weight off of it in the electrical compartment and taking the damn brass tape out and putting electric protective paint in it, made it so that it weighted it right. So if you don't know what head dive is where you're actually having to hold up the guitar on your strap, because if you let go, it's just going to go schwunk. And it doesn't sound like a lot,
So
but
with that,
but if you're playing a gig, you're holding that guitar the entire time.
oh yeah, trying to like hold that thing for an hour,
Yep.
2 hours. It's yeah. So something that to be able to help distribute the weight evenly, where it's not so heavy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a plus right there.
You just want it to, the way you want a guitar to be weighted is you want it to go around your neck, around your shoulders, set in front of you, and stay there. If you like playing with it with a tilt, you should be able to put it at a tilt and it stay there. Everybody says, I play PRS pretty much exclusively now, but my 7 is a Jackson. Have you got the Z-type body? Because if you've got the Z-type body, you know about that head dive. Yeah, because that's, I guess Zach Wild just likes, it's got to be the body type, because I've never played a Z-type that didn't do head dive, even if it wasn't a Jackson. Now I know, and Jackson's heads are heavy. And he said, "Yeah, I do." Yep, that's Jackson are notorious though for that. Bonk. You put them on the stand and you watch them for just a second, because you know that top can get a little bit too heavy and go over. Thank you, Poop Guy. He said I'm 100% right on that. Yeah, it's. And like I said, most people sit there and think, oh, you're holding the guitar neck with your hands there anyway. No, when you're playing guitar, your hand's free. You need it to be able to move
grip up and down,
right,
along those chords.
Right. So
trying to hold, you have a grip and do that.
Yeah, if you're holding the damn thing up
very well.
Yeah, here's another thing about Jacksons. I've never had a Jackson. Now I know people that have. So I'm not saying this is every one of them. I personally have never brought a Jackson that I didn't have to file down frets. For some reason, like they're even as get out, right? There's no fret rise on them, but the edges are like, rows of knives just waiting for your little fingies to slide and catch the wrong one. I didn't have to file down the frets, but I did just truss rod. Yeah, that's the thing. Normally when they make them, they're touched too high. Yeah, Jackson does. I've had a lot of guitars come in the shop, a lot of Jacksons come in the shop, and they want those frets knocked down so that they can adjust the action and make it a little bit better. So, because with the frets being as high as they are, because I think they use it's at a 12 raise. You've got to have the action high, otherwise you're just going to get fret buzz. So, yeah. In my Jacksons, I've always taken the frets down. I've never had to replace their frets because their frets are good, out of the box is good. But yeah, I've broke out the sanding block for those before. So, if you let me, I'll ramble all fucking night about guitars because that's just how I do it.
Nope. He will, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of his fortes.
So I wouldn't lie, I would benefit from that. I just don't play my 7 a whole lot. Yeah. That's the thing about having multiple guitars is which one do I play? It's like Netflix. You spend more time looking at, what you're going to play than actually playing sometimes. Like, Netflix, you look at, you're trying to find something to watch and you spend more time doing that.
You do. Yeah, you do more flipping around than you actually do watching sometimes. I do that on YouTube.
That's why when we have community nights in the Discord, I was like, tell me all what you want to watch before. If you tell me before, I'm okay with it. I'll stream it in there for you. If you tell me.
You will.
Yeah, if we're going to go searching for shit. Wrong dude.
Yeah. No, come at me with the consensus of what you want to watch, and then it'll
Yeah.
become a reality.
Yeah, we're not gonna go strolling through Netflix, HBO, Prime, all that other shit. Tell me what you want to watch. I'll find it. We'll get it queued up for you. I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm not going to be sitting there watching it, but you want to watch it, and some other people want to watch it, that's cool. I'll turn it on for you.
He will.
The poop guy says guitars can talk for days about guitars. It's true. Because no one just plays guitars. If you play guitar, you love guitar. There's no in between. At least not in my opinion. It's like drums. Once you become like where you really get to where you can play, you don't play them no more. You know, the drums. The drums are not the guitar's voicing emotion. The drums is like an interpretive dance. See, now I'm getting too philosophical with bullshit. Now you know we need to cut it. I'm calling playing drums interpretive dance. It's time to stop. I've been up too long. Someone needs to put me to bed.
I don't think it's past your bedtime yet.
Not quite, but we do need to cut out because I'm sitting there looking. My daughter's showing me that because I ordered dinner for 10 o'clock. She's got the bag going cold. So,
Ooh.
Yep. So here,
yeah, sounds like it's about that time.
Yep, I will get you on. You're on full screen, my man.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we definitely had a dynamic show tonight. We showed, what two adults can do. And they're able to come together, have an adult discussion that's rational, and apologize to each other. That's the only reason why I'm back. Because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. And so I am immensely grateful, not just gamers, but to you people out there in YouTube land. I really am. And, towards the end, hearing all that guitar talk, it's like, whew, like I am excited to see the whole breakdown process, how the replacements go. No, you definitely don't want to miss out the father and son duo making a guitar sound better than what it came as. Nope, and please like and subscribe. We got to get those subscriber count up. Everyone that does so, we greatly appreciate it, and please consider joining the Discord. You won't regret it. It is a fun place. And with that, until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you when I look at you.
Oh, always the poop guy. Dude, I'll talk to you about guitars anytime you like. It's my thing. Yep. And if anyone wants to check out the Discord, the link's in the description. It may take me a second to get to you because we do approve everything. We try to keep everything as safe as possible. But yeah. Today started out looking like, okay, we're going to announce that we're cutting things back. And by the time it happened, we're adding hours. So thanks to Goose, the Gamers Asylum is going to run 5 days a week instead of 1. The Ain't What It Ain't podcast is going to stay at 5 days. Chatting with Jen, I don't know if she's going to end up going to 5. She's doing well over on Rumble. If she's going to end up going to 5 or if she's going to stay at 3 times a week. So, oh, Dana, you're more than welcome. And like I said, Dana, if you didn't see the start of the stream, rewind it, please, because I really appreciate you. But yeah, it's been fun. It's always fun with you folks. So, we're becoming a nice little family. Kind of cool to watch it happen. So until next time, take care of yourself and each other. I changed all the stuff for Friday and forgot to put the other stuff back because I was in a hurry. So you get the goose exit or outro.
Straight line eyes on the stage, huddling tired to rattle the cage. Countdown buzzing in this above. Whole squad ready for the shove. Mic drop, stomp that ground. Havoc, boom, shut it down. It ain't what it ain't when we bang that sound. Mic drop, stomp that ground. Mic drop, stomp that ground. Roll shot of talk, we talk back mean. Roll so clean, cut right through the screen. Snap on the track, clap in your face, echo in the rafters, whole place shake. Whoa. Say what it ain't, we say it ain't that. Truth in the chant, backbone in the clap. Words hit heavy, steel toe phrase does jump up with every phrase. Mic drop, stomp that ground. Havoc, who shut it down? It ain't what it ain't when we bang that sound. Mic drop, stomp that ground. Mic drop, stomp that. Left foot, right foot, mark that time. 4 count fury in a straight roll line. Name that show, we own that name. Have a goose.